Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello and welcome to the second edition of the NRF Futsal Premier League Draft. 6 teams, 72 players, we're all go. The team names and the pick order is as follows. First pick, the South. Second pick, the City. Third pick, Eastlands. Fourth pick, Westlands. Fifth pick, the Coast. And the sixth pick, North Harbour. Now we'll go to our commentators, Mark Matzis and Todd Bryan.
Well, thanks, Mark, and thanks for having us back again for the 2021 draft. Mark Matzis, how are you going, mate?
Good, thank you, Todd. Wow, here we are again. It feels like only yesterday I was sitting here with you, Todd, going through the first draft. And of course, as mentioned, a few new teams this year, Todd.
A few new teams. We've got the City and the Coast coming in for the first time, and a few name changes. I'll just run through the 6 teams that we have in the competition. We have the South, coached by Jet Lim. The City, coached by the man himself, Nicholas Downs. Eastland, coached by Ben Hill, who's returning from 2020. Westland, coached by Sam Masterson, who returns from 2020. And the Coast, we've got Mario Ramos, the Bay of Plenty Super League coach, and North Harbour, we've got Sam Coyles, who's returning again. So an extended competition, a few rule changes, no pre-selected players this time around, and only 4 players from each Super League competition team are allowed to be selected within our team. Mark, maybe talk me through the draft process before we crack into it.
We're back onto the snake again with the first pick rolling down to the 6 teams. Then the 6th pick will get the next pick in the round. So quite well set up, and hopefully we're in for an exciting evening, Todd.
I'm pretty excited, Mark, and Regio's closed 29th of Jan, first game, and the ball's going to roll on the 14th of Feb. It's going to be an action-packed one, extended format, and we're going to watch this one closely, and we'll get into it very soon.
To begin, the second edition of the NRF Futsal Premier League Draft for 2021, the South have the first pick.
Stephen Ashby.
The City select
Kyle Wisniewski.
with the third pick, Eastlands select
Hamish Gray.
the 4th pick, Westlands select
Logan Wisniewski.
the Coast select
Cameron Shannon.
with the 6th pick, North Harbour select
Mohamed Sabri.
And that brings round 1 to a close, the NRF Futsal Premier League 2021 draft. Some interesting picks there, Mark, and Ashby Peckham, he'll be chuffed with himself getting the first pick on the board. Wisniewski brothers, both picked up as well. Looking at Hamish Gray there, Cameron Shannon and Mohamed Sabri, the goalkeeper. Mark, maybe talk me through your initial thoughts on the first round.
Well, Cameron Shannon, bit of a surprise there for the Coast. I think, in terms of Coach Mario knowing his players from coaching the side, and we see, I guess, 4 of the finalists from the Super League picked up in the first round, the Wisniewski brothers, as well as Hamish Gray and the number 1 pick, Ashby Peckham. I mean, it's interesting to see North Harbour go with the goalkeeper as well. First up, Mo Sabri. He's pretty handy between the sticks, and I'm sure he'll be a great asset for that side. But would you pick a goalkeeper on the first round, Top?
I mean, Sabri's he's great between the sticks, Mark, and you've got to get a good goalkeeper in your team. So I think Sam's done a good job there. Another notable one for me is Sam Masterson not picking Ethan Martin first up. He's gone for Logan Wisniewski this time. Not sure what's happened there, but it's good to see Sam mixing it up. But
Well,
of
you
course,
can't-
he's gone with the Waikato player, first up, which is you can't complain with that.
Well, you can't help but feel that new rule change is really going to affect him. As we saw last series, he did pretty much pick the whole Waikato side. So good to see that rule change is forcing the issue a little bit to mix it up for Sam.
Yeah, and I mean, this last comment from me, Mark, is Hamish Gray, Mr. Consistent, good young player to have in your side. I think Ben Hill, I think he had him in his team, I could be wrong, in 2020. So, yeah, he's gone to what he knows. And I think, Hamish Gray, he's one to watch. I always say it. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. There was a really good combination between him and Adam Fulson during the Super League, so I wonder if that'll be a tactic there for Ben.
Yeah, I'd say we get into round 2, Mark.
Let's do it.
With the 7th pick, North Harbour select.
Eduardo Espinosa.
With the 8th pick, the Coast select.
Mario Ramos.
With the 9th pick, Westland select.
Thomas Picken.
With the 10th pick, Eastland selects.
Adam Fulson.
With the 11th pick, the City selects.
Casey Sharpland.
With the 12th pick, the South select.
Marvin Eakins.
And it's round 2 to a close, Mark, and another solid round there from the coaches. Notably, Marvin Eakins was the 12th pick this time round in the draft. Be interesting to get his thoughts on that one. For me, Mark, the probably interesting look here will be for Adam Polson partnering up with Hamish Gray under Ben Hill. And we've got Thomas Picken, Casey Sharpland, Mario Ramos, and Eduardo Espinosa all picked in this round. Mark, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I think, if you look at Esposito and Ramos, both two of the high performers of their Super League sides from last year. So good to see them get selected. And also, I did mention it before, that combination between Gray and Paulson will be good to watch again. So a smart move there from Eastland. Casey Sharpland, well, he's just going from strength to strength each year. So great to see him picked up in that second round. And of course, Mr. Futsal Marvin Eakins. I mean, he probably will be disappointed that he wasn't number 1 pick, but Stephen Ashby Peckham will remind him of that probably week in, week out, I'm sure, Todd.
Yeah, well, they have played a lot of futsal together, Mark, so I think Jet Lim's done well to nab those two early on in the draft. I think let's get into round 3 and let's see what these coaches have in store for us.
With the 13th pick, the South select.
Andrew Olsen.
With the 14th pick, the City select.
Mike Anatamanov.
With the 15th pick, Eastland select.
Sean McKenty.
With the 16th pick, Westland select.
Art Twig.
With the 17th pick, the Coast select.
Jordan Default.
With the 18th pick, North Harbour select.
Denny Twig.
And then round 3 to a close, Mark, and another solid round. I said it the last 2, and I'll say it again. Nick Downs, for me, he's probably got the pick of the round. He's got Mike Antamanov, very solid between the sticks. Very hard to get past him, so he's certainly done well to nab him so early on. We've got Andrew Olsen, Sean McEntee, Art Twig, Geordie Dipford, and Denny Twig. So the Twig brothers selected in the same round. I think there was a bit of a difference in 2020, so I'm sure they'll be happy to be closer together. Dipford for me, good pick from Ramos. He's exciting player to watch. We've got McEntee, recently selected in the Futsal Whites training squad along with Denny Twig. First time they've been involved in that setup. So I'd be happy. These coaches have done well again. Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Olsen's the surprise pick of that round. We've seen Sean McEntee with his goal-scoring form from the last series popping through, and we know Geordie Dipford can put them in as well. So a couple of goal-scoring options in this round and shot-stopping options for the City. So the teams are starting to take shape, Todd, and we can kind of see at the moment what the coaches are trying to do. We've got the South going for a bit of experience and bringing in some new blood with that experience. And Eastland's really going for a solid, probably Auckland City squad at the moment with the 3 players selected from there. But it's taking shape.
Yeah, sure is, Mark. And let's shuffle along now and see what these coaches have got in store for us for round 4.
With the 19th pick, North Harbour select.
Jimmy Banks.
With the 20th pick, the Coast selects Maxwell Eriksson. With the 21st pick, Westland select
Tyler Erickson.
With the 22nd pick, Eastland select
Fawn Summerfield.
23rd pick, the City select.
Kyle Goosen.
With the 24th pick, the South select.
Sean Morgan.
And round number 4 is all done and dusted. We've got a goalkeeper. We've got 2 brothers, Jimmy Banks, Kyle Goosen, and the brothers Tyler Eriksson and Max Eriksson. Not bad from the coaches. I think Vaughan Somerville didn't get much game time for Auckland City this year. Mark, I know you've heard some rumours from that season. Maybe you want to start with that.
Yeah, apparently Vaughan Somerville might be making the trip down south to play for Central in the upcoming Super League, so we have to keep our eyes posted for that. But watching these picks, Todd, do you think the coaches know that they can actually select brothers in different rounds, or are they trying to make sure that there's no bad blood between them?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Mark. I remember last time there was a little bit of banter thrown around, and I'm sure there was a bit of dialogue between the brothers. But we've seen the Twig brothers go together in the last round, and the Eriksson brothers in this one. So bit of a change. Jimmy Banks for me, solid pick. He had a good Super League the last couple of seasons, and Sam Coyles' team is starting to stack up pretty strong.
Yes, and that great headband that Sean Morgan wears as well. I'm sure we look forward to seeing that come out. And Kyle Goosen, I believe he's a headband player as well, Todd. So almost the headband pick round, this one.
Very, very good observation from you there, Mark. And on that note, we'll move on to round 5.
With the 25th pick, the South select.
Connor Jameson.
With the 26th pick, the City select.
Farnham Forotan.
With the 27th pick, Eastland select.
Todd Broadhurst.
With the 28th pick, Westlands pick.
Daniel Steffert.
With the 29th pick, the Coast select.
Joshua Hendricks.
With the 30th pick, North Harbour select.
Baram Ahmadi.
To start the 6th round, North Harbour have first pick. With the 31st pick, North Harbour select.
Jake Basseni.
With the 32nd pick, the Coast select.
Jack Patterman.
With the 33rd pick, Westland select.
Patrick Steele.
With the 34th pick, Eastland select.
Ryan McLeod.
With the 35th pick, the City select.
Oscar Yee.
With the 36th pick, the South select.
Hannah Crackman.
With the 37th pick, the South select.
Davis Vava.
With the 38th pick, the City select.
Myron Mannequin.
With the 39th pick, Eastland select.
Chris Priest.
With the 40th pick, Westland select.
Caden Rogers.
With the 41st pick, the Coast select.
Leonardo Silva.
With the 42nd pick, North Harbour select.
Shivy Anthony.
With the 43rd pick, North Harbour select.
Antonio Scotta.
With the 44th pick, the Coast select.
Nicholas Lothar.
With the 45th pick, Westland select.
Sean Beresford.
With the 46th pick, Eastland select.
Dana Manick.
With the 47th pick, the City select.
Josh Chemis.
With the 48th pick, the South select.
Keenan Howards.
It's round 8 completed, Mark, and let's have a quick look at the South team in the last 4 picks they've picked up. From my understanding, Jet Lim, he's very Waikato sort of proud and known, and that's exactly what he's gone for here. He's picked up his first goalkeeper of the draft. He's also picked up Hannah Crackman, which is a very good selection from him. And then the remaining players are very, very, very much Waikato heavy. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the good pick there with Hannah Crackman. We know that she can score goals. So good to see her selected in that side, and I'm sure she'll link up nicely with the experience that Mr. Futsal Marvin Eakins bring. Handy to have someone with his experience seeing over a couple of these youngsters that, to be honest, I haven't seen their names before. I don't think any of those are Super League players. I think Connor's had a bit of experience in the Super League, but some fresh faces in Davis and Keenan. Be interesting to see what they can bring to the south.
Yeah, also I can say there, Mark, what an opportunity for those young players to get some time on the court with the likes of Ashby Peckham and Eakins. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. I certainly will as well.
Yeah, I think you and I both, Todd, will be looking forward to the day where we get some game time with Mr. Futsal Marvin Eakins. We have to wait for an exhibition match though. Yes, we'll move on to have a look at the city, shall we?
Yes, Mark, let's have a look at the city. 4 picks here for them. We've got Pulman Arena. Nick Downs, from what I understand, knows him from Auckland University, and he's fixo, loves to tackle apparently. Myro Manicum, he's not new to us, very heavily involved in the Auckland and Auckland City setup. So yeah, good pick there from Downs, who knows him well. Don't know a whole lot about the other two, Oscar Yee and Josh Kemmis. I think they've both played a little bit of futsal around the Auckland scene, but haven't seen them in the Super League to date. Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, obviously Myron's someone that we've seen play before, but the other 3 will be the first look for us. So obviously, if they are in the Auckland scene, Nick will have a pretty good grasp of who's playing well in that area. So we'll look forward to seeing what those 3 can bring. And Myron, we know what he can bring. He'll be solid, and good pick there for the city.
And what about the Eastlands as we move on now? We've got big man Todd Broadhurst. Always like watching him play. Such a nuisance of a player in that target role. So I'm sure Ben Hill will try to utilise that. We've got Ryan McLeod, Chris Priest, so a goalkeeper there for Ben Hill. And then Dana Minnick in the 8th pick there for Ben Hill. Good player, and good selection from him. Probably from the last 4 rounds, Ben Hill's probably, in my opinion, picked up the best so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 3 Super League players as well as a futsal fern. So not a bad setup there for the Eastlands. It'd be exciting to see what they can bring.
And the Westlands, Masterton's side, he's picked up 2 goalkeepers here. Patrick Steele, who's had a number of great seasons in a row now for the Waikato Rapids, and Sean Beresford is going to jump on that plane up from Wellington. So yeah, I'd love to see that duo in goal. They're going to be a tough team to beat when you've got them between the sticks. And then joining them in the last 4 rounds, we've got Daniel Stifford and Caden Rogers. Don't know too much about them, Mark.
No, neither do I. What a shame that Steele and Beresford can't play in goal at the same time. What a combo that is. That is a great keeper combination. Those 2 are really, proven themselves in the Super League. Steele and Beresford, pretty much number 1 in the sticks for Capital and Waikato. So great to see that. Good picks. Not
too familiar with these 4 names. I know Hendrick plays for the Waikato, and they've had certainly a couple great seasons in a row. So I'm sure he's going to bring a bit to the side. Leonardo Silva. Imagine he's Brazilian, so Ramos will like how he plays. And then we've got Nicholas Lova and Jack Pateman. Mark, help me out here, please.
I believe Pateman scored a couple of speckies in the Super League, so it'd be good to see him back out on the court. And no, for me as well, pretty fresh faces there. Will be interesting to see what they can bring to this Coast squad.
And over to North Harbour, Coyle, he's done well here actually. Picked up Almaty, Jake Benisi, who's also travelling up from the lower North Island. Maybe Beresford can pick him up on the way through. We've got Shibby Anthony, good pick there. She's a strong Futsal Ferns player. And Antonio Scotta. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, he might have been picked up in one of the ID opportunities.
Yeah, they'd had a couple of ID games before this draft took place, and obviously caught the eye of a couple of the coaches there and gets picked up. And Amadi, great pick. We know how he can stand in the goal and play that 5th man if required. spoke to him a couple of times during the Super League, and they were the surprise outfit with Northern. After the first series, you probably didn't think they were going to make that playoffs, and they did. And full credit to them, they really put up a good fight against Auckland City, and Amati was influential in that setup there. Jake Bassini, we saw him in a couple of series, or maybe just one series for Auckland City. I think he's coming into the game, young player, and good to see what he can bring. And Anthony as well. Well, she's been around, and we've seen some great performances from her in the women's setup as well.
That's 8 rounds gone, 4 to go. Let's crack on, Mark.
With the 49th pick, the South selected.
Ryan Sim.
With the 50th pick, the City selected.
Emma Heinenberg.
With the 51st pick, Eastland select.
Osmar Silva.
With the 52nd pick, Westland select.
Cooper Wink.
With the 53rd pick, the Coast select.
Josh Robinson.
With the 54th pick, North Harbour select.
Nicholas Koenig.
With the 55th pick, North Harbour select.
Lachlan Murray.
With the 56th pick, the Coast select.
Cole Carter.
With the 57th pick, Westland select.
Thomas McMillan.
With the 58th pick, Eastland select.
Ben Hales.
With the 59th pick, the City select.
Jor Meyer.
With the 60th pick, the South select.
Olivia Page.
With the 61st pick, the South select.
Sam Margetts.
With the 62nd pick, the City select.
Abdullah Alamleh.
With the 63rd pick, Eastland selects.
George Sedals.
With the 64th pick, Westland select.
Declan Peach.
With the 65th pick, the Coast select.
Hannah Reedy.
With the 66th pick, North Harbour select.
Romain Gabara.
Start the final round of the draft. North Harbour have the first pick. The 67th pick, North Harbour select.
Hayden Cooper.
With the 68th pick, the Coast select.
Harris Eden.
With the 69th pick, Westland select.
Lockie Christian.
With the 70th pick, Eastland select.
Tessa Leon.
With the 71st pick, the City select.
Karina Brown.
With the 72nd and final pick of the NRF Futsal Premier League draft, the South select.
Ben Hunter.
So let's look at the last 4 picks for the South, Mark. We've got Sim Page Marget, that's Sam Marget, not Joshua Marget, and Hunter for Jet Lim and the South side. Notably here, Olivia Page, a young player, under 16 for AFF from what I understand. But most notably for me is Marget just returned from Barcelona from what I understand in the last year. He played age group for New Zealand, I think 17, could be wrong. And yeah, he's an interesting addition. The real question I do have, Mark, though, is did Josh register for the draft and not get picked, and his brother got picked over the top of him?
Yeah, well, you could probably make that assumption, Todd. I think Josh either was too scared to put his name in the mix with fear of not being picked over his brother. But I'm excited to see what another Margetts can bring to the futsal court.
And the City, Nick Downs, he's picked up Emma Peinenberg. She's a familiar face around the Super League, scoring the winner for AFF in 2020. Nick certainly knows her well, coached her for a number of years. And Karina Brown's another one, great goalkeeper, and she's part of the Auckland setup. So Nick stayed true there. And then we've got Jor Meyer and Abdallah Aimelef. Don't know either of them, Mark.
No, I've only seen a couple of games with these players. I think Karina Brown played in the Women's Super League along with Emma, so I've seen those two girls play, and really excited to see what they can bring to the city side.
And Ben Hill's Eastland side, last 4 picks, we've got Osmar Silva, Ben Hales, George Siddles and Tessa Leong. Hales played a little bit for the Northern Comets, a bit of experience here in the Super League. And Silva, from what I understand, he loves his futsal, played a lot in the local competition, and I'm sure that's how Ben Hill potentially knows him. And Leon, familiar face there in the Auckland setup and the Ferns. So yeah, some good picks there from Hill.
Yeah, and Tessa missed out last time in the draft, so I think for her to get named in a squad is pretty exciting. And correct me if I'm wrong, Todd, but I believe her partner plays for the city side, so it'll be a good little match up there when those two come up against each other.
There's a few duos in here amongst the selections, Mark, so it'll be interesting to see when they do come up against each other. I won't note them. They know who they are. And the Westlands, Masterton, he hasn't got too many Waikato players in this side, Mark, which is interesting. He's gone for Wink, McMillan, Peach and Christian. The only familiar face there for me, Mark, is Declan Peach. He's an exciting player to watch, passionate man. Do you have much to comment there?
No, I mean, in Peach, we've seen him, I believe he was in the setup last series, but new players. And again, you can't help but feel that Masterton has really been caught out by those 4 players. It's really thrown him, as he's only picked up, I believe, 2 players from Waikato in total.
Some good knowledge from you there, Mark. I tried to decipher that list, and if you've got 2 and that's right, you've done a good job. Anyway, we'll move on.
2 from the Super League side, Todd.
We'll move on to the coast for Ramos. We've got Robinson, Carter, Hannah Reddy, and Harris Edlin, who's a goalkeeper, third one picked in this round. I think he's an exciting goalkeeper to watch from memory, Mark. Do you know much about him?
Well, I've seen him put in some great 50-50 challenges, that's for sure. I'm sure Mr. Futsal Marvin Eakins will either agree or disagree that those were great 50-50 challenges. But I believe he's also the top goal scorer for his social league back home, with obviously Richard Pepperfield playing in that side as well. So he does bring a bit of spice to any side.
It certainly does, and he's going to be an interesting player to watch in the draft, Mark. And we'll shuffle along now to the North Harbour, Sam Coyles side. We've got Cohen, Murray, Gabara and Cooper. So 4th goalkeeper of the final round selected. And I guess a good summary here, Mark, might be that it's good to see a whole lot of new players being involved this time round with 72 spots. And do apologise for not actually knowing who they all are, but I'm sure we'll get to know them throughout the draft.
Yeah, I think that extra 2 teams really does mean that there's a lot of talent that we can start to see come through in the setup, and it's only going to help these northern futsal sides really in the Super League as they develop more and more talent, Todd.
If we look at all 6 teams across the board, I mean, they are well balanced. We've got a different sort of caliber of coaches as well. Some coaching at a national level, some at a Super League level, some just locally. And if I look at the sides, player v player, Nick Downs, the city side, he's a competitor. He loves to win. He's won a Super League title for the men and women. So he's probably where I'd probably put my money on at the moment, Mark.
I think the city are a good shout, as well as Eastlands as well. I think you look at the south side, only 3 Super League players, but of course they do have the experience of Stephen Ashby Peckham and Mr. Futsal Marvin Eakins to call on there. Westlands as well, some pretty good picks there as well, with I think a few more, 6 players with Super League experience, 2 of those goalkeepers, so they'll be one to watch as well. And then I think the coast will be interesting to see what they can bring together. And North Harbour, well, they've got a strong 5 there from the Super League as well. So it's going to be a really interesting series. At the moment, I think it's pretty tough to pick, but I'm going to put my money on Eastlands, Todd.
always going against me, Mark, and I think last time when we discussed this exact topic, I think you actually came out on top. You picked the winner in 2020. Let's see if I can get the winner in 2021. Okay, Mark, let's just take a little bit of a closer look at these teams now, and looking at the players themselves. We've got players obviously coming from the Bay of Plenty and Waikato, Auckland and Northern, but we've got a few that have come from other areas of the country, notably Beresford and Benici, and Margate, all the way from Barcelona. It's good to see the draft being extended. We mentioned earlier that it's allowed an opportunity for some players to potentially get a chance to be involved in this that didn't have it last time. And Stiford, Mark, maybe you can talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, I believe he was brought in for injury cover last series and ended up getting in Team of the Week. So I think, we're going to see these youngsters kind of come through and have their chance to prove themselves at this level, and hopefully then they'll start pushing for Super League positions and really grow the talent of futsal players we have in New Zealand.
I guess the one thing I really do like about this draft, and I'm sure people can relate, is when you do enter a team in futsal, you tend to try and get all your mates together that you play with, potentially of Auckland City or for Waikato, but this is a really good opportunity for the talent to be distributed across all 6 teams. And you've got players who maybe have only just played a little bit locally end up playing with futsal whites or futsal ferns. And you've got goalkeepers distributed across every team evenly. You've got females involved, you've got males involved, you've got 16-year-olds, you've got your 35-year-olds and Marvin Eakin. But yeah, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's good to see it expanded, Mark. And again, I look forward to what's next for the NRFL Premier League. And once again, Mark, it certainly was exciting chatting with you today, and it's good to see 6 talent sides here for the NRFL Premier League 2021 starting on the 14th of Feb. Good luck to all the players. Mark, sign off from you, please.
Thank you to all those who entered, and congratulations to those who were selected in the 2nd edition of the NRF Futsal Premier League Draft. We look forward to seeing you in action. For more information, head to the Futsal tab on the NRF website. Ka kite anō, and have a very good evening.